हाँ जी बेटा, अपना आज दा टॉपिक है solubility of gases in liquids. इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है। हाँ जी, solubility of gases in liquids means gases will act as solute and liquid will act as a solvent. So all gases dissolve in liquid to a different extent. Some gases dissolve easily in water, but other may dissolve to a smaller extent, and gases usually forms homogeneous mixture, or we can say homogeneous solution with liquids. For example, oxygen, nitrogen, helium. Oxygen, nitrogen, or we can say hydrogen, they dissolve to a lesser extent in water, but some gases like nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, they easily dissolve in water. ठीक है, ऑक्सीजन, नाइट्रोजन, हाइड्रोजन है, they dissolve in water to a lesser extent, but some gases easily dissolve in water. The reason behind this, these gases which dissolve easily in water, they react chemically with water. मीन्स जो गैसेस वाटर के साथ केमिकली रिएक्ट करती हैं, बॉन्डिंग शो करती हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग, वो जल्दी डिज़ोल्व हो जाती हैं, और जो गैसेस वाटर के साथ केमिकली रिएक्ट नहीं कर पाती, उनकी जो सॉल्युबिलिटी है वो वाटर में लेस होती है एज कंपेयर टू दीज गैसेस. सो वी कैन डिफाइन solubility of gases in liquids. How can we define? It is the volume of gas usually taken in centimeter cube, or we can say in milliliters. It is the volume of gas in centimeter cube or in milliliters which can dissolve at a given temperature in a fixed amount of solvent to form a saturated solution. So how can we define the solubility of gases in liquid? It is the volume of gas taken in centimeter cube or in milliliters which can dissolve at a given temperature in a fixed amount of a solvent to form a saturated solution. Yesterday we have discussed about the saturated solution. Saturated solution means that solution in which the amount of solute is maximum, or we can say in which no solubility of more solute can take place. So this is in general what do you mean by solubility of gases in liquids. Then again, factors affecting the solubility of gases in liquids. So our next topic is factors affecting the solubility. So according to the yesterday, there are main three factors. But first one was nature of solute and solvent, second is effect of temperature, and third is effect of pressure. So factors affecting the solubility of gas in a liquid. So first again, nature of solute and solvent, second is effect of temperature, and third is effect of pressure. So first factor which affect the solubility of gas in a liquid is nature of solute and solvent. And what is our solute? Solute means gas and solvent means liquid. So nature of solute and solvent. This factor we have discussed now. Nature of solute and solvent means the gas which can react chemically with the solvent that will be soluble in that very liquid, otherwise that will be insoluble. So we can say gas which can react chemically with the given liquid will dissolve in it easily, and the gas which shows no chemical reactivity with given liquid is almost insoluble in that liquid. So कोई भी गैस जो किसी भी लिक्विड के साथ केमिकल बॉन्डिंग शो करती है वह उसमें सॉल्युबल होगी, अदरवाइज दैट विल बी इनसॉल्युबल इन दैट पर्टिकुलर लिक्विड. सेकेंड फैक्टर इज इफेक्ट ऑफ टेम्परेचर. Effect of temperature. In general, the solubility of gas in a given liquid decreases with increasing temperature. We can say with the increase in temperature the solubility goes on decreasing. It is because whenever gas reacts with any liquid, then the process is always exothermic in nature. Means delta H is equal to negative. And yesterday we had discussed for any exothermic reaction the solubility will decrease with the increase in temperature. It is in accordance with the Le Chatelier principle because it has production of heat means it has more temperature. So with increase in further temperature will decrease their solubility according to the Le-Chatelier principle. So this was the effect of temperature on the solubility of gases in liquids. So we have discussed the two factors. First is nature of solute and solvent. Second is effect of temperature. So third factor is effect of pressure on the solubility of gases in liquids. So third factor is effect of increase in pressure. What is the effect of increase in pressure on the solubility of gases in liquids? In general, with increase in pressure, the solubility of gases in liquids goes on increasing. So in general, the effect of pressure is with the increase in pressure, the solubility of gases in liquids goes on increasing. So for discussing it, we will take some example. This is your solvent and these are your gaseous molecules. And suppose this vessel is closed. So we are assuming that the process is under dynamic equilibrium. डायनेमिक इक्विलिब्रियम का मतलब जितने मॉलिक्यूल्स गैस के सॉल्यूशन में है, ये सॉल्वेंट और दिस इज योर solute. So this phase is your solution phase. So these gaseous molecules which are in the solution form, they are continuously changing back into the solute form and same amount of gaseous molecule came into the solution form. This is called dynamic equilibrium. So if we increase the pressure, because this vessel is closed, now this is again your same liquid and your gaseous molecule. For example, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. Again your vessel is closed and upwards 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 molecules. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now if we increase the pressure by applying force, then for example we have increased the pressure. So some molecules from this solute form will go into the solution form, or we can say by increase in pressure the number of gaseous molecules in the solution form increases per unit volume. मीन्स अगर हम सेम वॉल्यूम की बात कर रहे हैं तो पहले से नंबर ऑफ गैसियस मॉलिक्यूल विल इंक्रीज इन द सॉल्यूशन फॉर्म इफ वी इंक्रीज द pressure on the system. So if the number of gaseous molecules in the solution form increases, it means the solubility of gases in solution increases. So this is the effect of pressure on the solubility of gases in the liquid. So with increase in pressure, the solubility goes on increasing. For discussing it means for discussing the effect of increase in pressure on the solubility of gases, there was a scientist known as Henry who put forward a law to discuss this, that is known as Henry's law. Henry's law, that is very important. According to this law, the mass of gas dissolved per unit volume of the solvent at a constant temperature is directly proportional to the pressure if the gas is in equilibrium with the solution. So according to this, the mass of gas dissolved per unit volume of the solvent at a specific, or we can say at a constant temperature, is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas in equilibrium with the solution. Means mass of the gas, means small m, mass of the gas dissolved per unit volume of the solvent. Solvent means any liquid at a constant temperature is directly proportional to the pressure at constant temperature. So this is your Henry's law, where M is equal to Kp. So what is this P? This P is this K is Henry's constant. So according to this law, mass is directly proportional to the pressure. If we increase the pressure, the mass of gas in the solution form will increase, means its solubility will increase. And if we decrease the pressure, then the mass of the gas, or we can say the solubility of gas in a given liquid, will decrease. Same topic, or you can say same effect, is also discussed by Dalton. According to the Dalton, the mole fraction of the gas, mole fraction means, mole fraction we denote with the X, is directly proportional to the partial pressure of the gas in equilibrium with the solution. So according to the Dalton, mole fraction is directly related with the pressure, or we can say X is equal to K dash P, or 1 upon K dash into X is equal to P. It can be written as P is equal to 1 upon K dash into X. Okay, so partial pressure of the gas is directly proportional to its mole fraction. Means if we decrease the mole fraction, pressure will decrease, or we can say if we decrease the pressure, mole fraction will decrease. There is a direct relation between the pressure and the mole fraction, or according to the Henry, there is a direct relation between the mass of the gas and the pressure. And this 1 upon K dash, usually we denote it as KH. KH. So this KH is Henry's law constant, and value of KH is different for different gases. Means the value of KH depends upon the nature of gas. So there are some observations of this law, or we can say there are some results which are concluded from this law. So these results are, first result was value of KH. What is KH? Your Henry's law constants. Value of KH depends upon the nature of gas. Means if we are talking about the oxygen gas, value of KH will be different, and if we are talking about nitrogen, KH will be different. If we discuss about hydrogen, the value of KH will be different. So with the change in the nature of gas, the value of KH changes. Second, higher the value of KH, lesser will be the solubility of gas in a liquid. Because देखो P is KH into X. These two values are constant. For example, if we give the value of P as 5 and X as 2. ठीक है, तो what should be the value of KH? 2.5. So that I is equal to 5. And if we increase the value of KH from 2.5 to 3, but P is again 5. So the value of X should be less than 2. So that the result is 5 again. Or we can say, if we increase if the value of KH is higher, automatically the solubility of gas in the liquid will decrease. Third result is value of KH increase with the increase in temperature. मीन्स अगर टेम्परेचर को इंक्रीज किया जाता है तो KH की वैल्यू इंक्रीज हो जाती है. अगर KH इंक्रीज होगा तो सॉल्युबिलिटी डिक्रीज, और द सॉल्युबिलिटी ऑफ अ गैस in a liquid will decrease, because we have discussed with the increase in temperature the solubility goes on decreasing. The reason behind this, with the increase in temperature KH increases, and if KH increases the solubility of gas in a liquid decreases. So here is one important question: why aquatic life prefer to swim in cold water as compared to hot water? For example, we are taking the example of some pond, or you can say any water body. So this top layer of water will have more temperature. So if the temperature is more, KH will be high, and if KH will be high, solubility of gas in the liquid will decrease. And what is the liquid? Water. And water in this case contains oxygen. With the help of this oxygen, aquatic life respires. मीन्स जो aquatic life है, जो ये पानी है, इसमें जो ऑक्सीजन है उसी की वजह से जिंदा रहती है. एंड ये जो टॉप लेयर है, इसके पास टेम्परेचर ज़्यादा मीन्स KH की वैल्यू ज़्यादा मीन्स solubility of oxygen in water is less. So aquatic life will prefer to swim in lower layers because this water is somewhat cold as compared to the uppermost layer. So this cold water will have less value of KH, and if the value of KH is less, then the solubility of oxygen in water will be more and they will respire easily. So that's why aquatic life prefer to respire in cold water as compared to hot water. So these are the results related to the Henry's law. Next is the limitation of the Henry's law. Next is limitation of Henry's law. लिमिटेशन का मतलब कमियां. लिमिटेशन ऑफ हेनरीज लॉ. So first limitation, this law is applicable. It is applicable only when the pressure is low. If the pressure is high, then Henry's law is not applicable. Second, it is applicable only when the temperature is moderate. Moderate means neither too high nor too low. ना ज़्यादा चाहिए और ना ही कम चाहिए. Third, gas should not react chemically with the given solvent, or you can say with the given liquid. So these are the three limitations of Henry's law. It is applicable only when the pressure is low, and it is applicable only when the temperature is moderate. Moderate means ना ही ज़्यादा ना ही कम. और third, gas should not react chemically with the given solvent, or you can say liquid. One more topic related to the Henry's law that is again very important for your exam, that is applications of Henry's law. Applications of Henry's law. First application, इसको हम डेली लाइफ में कहाँ यूज करते हैं? It is applicable, or we can say it is used in filling of carbonated beverages. Carbonated beverages means any soft drink, any cold drink. When we open the bottle of any cold drink, there is some sound like buzz. ठीक है? So what is the reason behind this? When we fill any cold drink in any bottle, we apply some pressure. Because according to the Henry's law, with the increase in pressure, the solubility of gas in the given liquid goes on increasing. So what is gas here? gas is carbon dioxide. So for filling of the gases, we apply some pressure on carbon dioxide gas so that it can dissolve to a larger extent. Okay? So when we open the bottle, the pressure immediately decreases and the gas comes out with some sound. So for first application of the Henry's law is it is used in the filling of carbonated beverages. Second, it is used in scuba diving, or we can say it is used in deep sea diving. Sea diving or scuba diving. So what is deep sea diving or scuba diving? When any diver come deep inside the sea, or you can say deep inside the sea, the pressure is higher. ठीक है. और जो स्कूबा डाइवर्स होते हैं, उनकी बॉडी में क्या है? ब्लड. और ये जो हमारा ब्लड है, इट कंटेन्स less amount of nitrogen, but sea water contains nitrogen. In the upper layer of seas, the pressure of nitrogen is less. So if the pressure is less, the amount will be less. And solubility of nitrogen in blood is also less. But when the diver goes deep inside the sea, the pressure is higher. And if the pressure is higher, then the amount of nitrogen will be higher according to the Henry's law. So more amount of nitrogen flows into the blood of the diver. जो नाइट्रोजन है उसकी ज़्यादा अमाउंट उसकी बॉडी के ब्लड के अंदर चली जाती है. ठीक है. तो डाइवर जब डीप सी डाइविंग करता है तो उसकी ब्लड में कौन सी गैस ज़्यादा होती है? नाइट्रोजन. एंड व्हेन दिस डाइवर came out of the sea, immediately pressure decreases, and if the pressure decreases, this nitrogen comes out from the blood. और जब ये नाइट्रोजन ब्लड में से बाहर आने की कोशिश करती है तो जो हमारी बॉडी की नर्व्स होती हैं उसमें से ब्लड का फ्लो है जो वो रुक जाता है, एंड इट कॉजेस द ब्लड फ्लो to decrease, or we can say our vessels can shrink. And if our vessels can shrink, then a condition which is known as the bends. The condition is the bends occur. मीन्स जो डाइवर है उसकी जान को भी खतरा हो सकता है. तो इस कंडीशन से बचने के लिए हम हेनरीज लॉ को यहाँ पे यूज करते हैं. हम वहाँ पे नाइट्रोजन की जगह कौन सी गैस यूज करते हैं? हीलियम. बिकॉज द मॉलिक्यूल ऑफ हीलियम इज स्मॉलर देन दैट ऑफ नाइट्रोजन, इट कैन इजीली फ्लो इन आवर ब्लड वेसल्स and it does not cause any shrinkage of the blood vessels, and diver can came out of the sea safely. So this is the second application of Henry's law. Third application, it is used at high altitudes. High altitudes. For example, if we go into any hill station and we know with the increase in height, the pressure decreases. So if we go to any hill station, the height is more or pressure is low. If the pressure is low, the amount of oxygen in the air will be low and we feel nausea. And that is the reason, and it, or we can say, it contains less oxygen in air. And if air contains less oxygen, we will feel difficulty in breathing and we will feel nausea. Nausea means ghabrahat, or we can say this condition is also known as anoxia. Anoxia means with the increase in height, the pressure of air decreases. If the pressure of air decreases, means it will contain less amount of oxygen, and if we don't have proper supply of oxygen, then we will feel nausea, and this condition is also known as anoxia. And these, so this is all about the application of Henry's law. Then next is solid solution. There are two types of solid solutions: substitutional solutions and interstitial solutions. Solid solution. Solid solution means both solute as well as solvent is solid. जो solute और solvent दोनों किस फॉर्म में है? Solid फॉर्म में. There are two types of solid solution. Substitutional solid solutions, and second is interstitial solid solution. So what is the basic difference between the substitutional and solid? So for example, we have two solid solutions, and we know in the solid form atoms are joined with each other. For example, this is your any crystal lattice of solid in which solids are joined with each other. Substitutional solid solution. For example, this crystal lattice is made up of one type of solid particles, and if we replace some particles of this solid with some another solids, for example like this, लेड की जो पहले क्रिस्टल लैटिस था वो सारा बना हुआ था ए टाइप ऑफ सॉलिड, और उसमें से हमने 3 ए टाइप के सॉलिड पार्टिकल्स को रिप्लेस कर दिया बाय बी. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ सॉलिड सॉल्यूशन इज नोन एज सब्स्टिट्यूशनल सॉलिड सॉल्यूशन, एंड इट्स मोस्ट कॉमन एग्जांपल इज brass. Brass is a solid solution made up of two metals, copper and zinc. And we know metals are in solid form. Second is interstitial. Interstitial means again, for example, this is your any crystal lattice made up of solid particles. Like this. So these sides which are left vacant, these sides, these are known as interstitial sites, and this whole lattice is again made up of any type of solid particles known as A, and in these interstitial sites there fits some another type of solid, for example again B. So जो basic solid है that is of A type, but in the interstitial sites there comes another solid particle known as B. So this type of solid solution is known as interstitial solid solution, and its most common example is tungsten carbide. टंगस्टन का फॉर्मूला होता है W, कार्बाइड मीन्स कार्बन, सो WC. Tungsten carbide is an important example of interstitial solid solution in which whole crystal is made up of tungsten and in the interstitial sites carbon occurs. So this is all about your solid solution. There are two types of solid solution, substitutional and interstitial. Substitutional में जो एक solid particle है वो दूसरे solid particle को completely replace कर देता है, ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ब्रास. एंड सेकेंड इज इंटरस्टिशियल इन विच बेसिक नेचर इज सेम, means same solid particle, but in the interstitial sites there comes some another type of solid particle. So this is your interstitial solid solution. So this is your today's topic.